This is a 1947 Mercury Coupe. Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, going to take you for a drive. Show you around this old car. Old clock's been replaced with a tachometer. Fuel gauge works, voltage meter, water temp works. It's running a little cold right now because I just cranked it up. Oil pressure. Dolphin gauges all the way around. Horn. Turn signals. And air conditioning. Turn this switch. You can hear that. Even the radio works. We push that button and it comes on. It's like I'm drowning in the deep. Alright, well here we go for a drive. Got a little truck coming my way. Power steering, you can just see, just tracks perfectly down the road. Very, very easy to drive. Just drive it like a Cadillac, as we say, with one finger. But I guess we should say it drives like a Mercury, not a Cadillac. Drives like a Mercury. I'm literally driving with one finger, steering around the road. Nice, easy power steering. It's got power disc brakes in the front. Watch this. This is one finger right here. One finger on the steering wheel. Doors open and close nice and easy. There's a hood latch here. We pull that. That opens up the hood. Engine sounds nice. So old school exhaust. Hood easily opens in one hand. I'm going to shut the car off so we can hear a little bit better. And these hood springs are just a little weak. Now, I think actually some brand new hood springs would probably hold the hood up, because I've gotten it to, I was working on it before and just, you know, doing a few little odds and ends things under the hood, cleaning it and stuff, and it was holding. But there's a little makeshift rod there. It's got this shiny chrome in the background, and just a really clean, I believe this was done back in the late 90s. Early 2000. I think this is about a 15 to 20 year old restoration, but whoever did it took pride in it. They cleaned it, it kept it nice and clean, and it looks really nice. Battery, you know, putting the battery in the trunk. When the new gauges were put in, since then it's only had 8,700 miles put on it, and this hood is nice. This is an overall really solid truck. It's not perfect. I mean, I said truck, sorry, I've been dealing with nothing but trucks the past couple months. This is literally the only car I've got right now. Really nice, solid, all steel body car. Got a couple of little spots on it. You know, it's like the, you know, the restoration history showing, you know, showing its age just a little bit, and that's normal. But that's the difference between a $45,000 or $50,000 car and a, you know, $15,000 or $20,000 car, is obviously the age. This is a really pretty driver, and I guess what we say, what we like to call a nice, really nice looking 20-footer. When you get right up on the car, there's a few spots here and there. I think if I was personally going to keep this car, I'd probably get a perfect paint match, and I'd just go around and do some touch-ups. I don't personally think I would go after trying to repaint the whole car, but everybody is to each his own. I'm a budget-minded restoration kind of a guy, so when I get a hold of a car like this, it's mostly pretty good. That's the way I think. That being said, we get right up on it, we're gonna see a little star chip there, and in the front, a little bit of the body work coming through. There's this little circle and this little circle on both sides where there probably was some original trim, and that was being you know, welded, and then, you know, that's where the Bondo's coming through a little bit. That's not unusual. Just a few little paint spats here on the top, little chip, little spots here and there. And keep in mind, when I price a vehicle like this, I price it already taking this into consideration. A lot of guys call me and they say, well, you know, I'm gonna have to, and I say, yeah, I know that. That's why I didn't price it at 35 grand, you know, or even 25 grand. I know that, you know, you're gonna have to do some touch-ups and stuff, so I price it accordingly. And I know sometimes that people want to use that as a negotiating tool, and I get that, but I try really hard to go ahead and kind of pre-negotiate and be fair on my prices as best as I can. And honestly, we sell most of our vehicles in about 5 to 7 days. They don't sit around like other dealers. So a couple little spots here. I mean, if you're just eagle-eyeing this thing, there's just a spot here and a spot there on all the way around the car. One little spot here on the back bumper, something bumped into. This might be the worst spot, and it's really not even that bad if you look at how big that is compared to my finger. Just a little spot of rust right there bubbling up that I think could be ground out and touched up. And then here, another little similar spot. And like I said, if it was me, I'd go around with the grinder, clean all this stuff up, and I'd probably just touch it up, because I mean, wherever the paint looks good, it still looks really good. The whole top looks awesome. I don't see any problems with the top. All the glass is in good shape. The weather stripping still looks new. The windows roll up and down easily. A couple of little chips here, you know, where the door got opened into things in the garage. Little spot at the bottom from getting in and out. Another little spot of rust bubbling right there. Little chip here. This is why I do these videos, because so many people, you know, you can make a car look as good as you want in the pictures, but this is the reality of the car, that it's an older restoration. Well, going in on the inside, you know, you can just tell that this was done in the 90s. I mean, it's got, I mean, I don't ever try to oversell a vehicle, so I'm going to tell you, this to me looks like the S10 I drove when I was in high school, the upholstery, you know. So if I was going to keep this car, like I said, I wouldn't spend a ton of money. I'd touch up on the outside because it's pretty sharp. I'd touch it up a little bit and let it ride. If it was me, I'd put the money in the interior, because a brand new leather interior in this thing, or leatherette vinyl interior in this thing, will make this car pop, you know. And for, you know, $1,500, $2,000, this thing would look like a whole nother car. So you can see the headliner starting to sag, and it might be salvageable. The back seats, looks like maybe an animal got in here at some point and tore that back up. I can't tell for sure. That happens sometimes. Yeah, the seats, even still, I mean, throwing some seat covers on this thing, it just depends on what you want to do with it. If you want, you know, go the opposite direction with a car like this and turn it into kind of a rat roddy kind of car, well, you can scuff this thing up and just drive it for the money. This is a cool car. Only tear in the driver's seat right here. Does have seat belts. Like I said, cold air conditioning, showed that earlier. The wipers work as well. The horn doesn't work here. The horn button actually works down here when the car is in the on position. It's got the dyno mat underneath the carpet. And the carpet kit actually looks pretty good. Listen to the door close. Nice and solid. Both the doors open and close easily. And I'm actually, I don't know, there's a part of me that doesn't care if I sell this too fast, because I'm gonna throw my dealer tag on this thing and drive it while I've got it, because this is one of the coolest cars I've had in a while. Getting up underneath the car, this is what makes me buy a vehicle right here. A couple of little spots of rust. There's one there. But these rockers and step-ups are in great shape. All the original frame rails. This is an uncut frame. Frame is in great shape. Of course, it's got these old school glass pack mufflers on it. And you can hear that when I was revving it up. Keep in mind, you know, I think that the odometer that's on there right now is showing a true, now I'm just speculating. I don't know this for sure. I don't have proof, any paperwork. But given the look of the car and given the history of cars like this, I think that the odometer is probably true to how many miles are on the engine and transmission. Let's see the rear end here. It might be a Ford rear end now that I'm looking at it. Floor pans underneath look great. Oh. Nice set of chrome wheels. The tires have a really good tread on them, but they are not new tires. They are older tires. Let me get up under here. Show these floor pans again. This other side. Left and right sides match perfectly. Everything looks good. Step ups look good. Rockers. I mean, somebody put a lot of money into this restoration a long time ago. I haven't seen any leaks. We've had it parked in the same spot in the garage. Aluminum radiator. Don't see any major rust on the car at all. There's no place where I go, holy smokes, that's got to be cut out and welded, and I don't see anything like that at all. I think it's a really cool car just like it is. A little touch-up paint and let it ride. Maybe depends on your budget. This could also be a great investment in stripping it down and redoing the body work, putting chrome. I think if I was going to spend some extra money personally, I'd go back and get the Mercury original chrome bumpers and put those back on the front and rear. I like a little more chrome, but you know, everybody does something different. You watch these TV shows and these guys are taking all the chrome off the cars and making them look more slick, and so it's kind of each his own. I almost bought a set of 18-inch for the rear, 17-inch for the front set of hot rod wheels, and I just said, you know what, I don't want to put a bunch of money in this car for the next guy to undo what I'm doing for myself, because I'm not keeping it. So I just want to respect the next guy and let him do what he wants to with it. I mean, you know, this is a great car. It runs and drives great. I'm gonna have my tag on it. I'm gonna enjoy driving it around town for the next couple weeks or until I sell it. This is a super cool Merc. Love it. PeachtreeClassicCars.com. Give us a call.